It's going to be an unusual crowd. 10,000 people maximum at the SCG, SCG. We're in Sydney, and they're going to be wearing masks in the crowd. I mean, to think that even 12 months ago, we'd have a fifth of the people at the SCG that the capacity allows for, and they'll be wearing medical masks in the ground in order to make sure they don't pass on COVID-19.
Okay, you're a fan. Would you love going to the MCG Boxing Day Test match? You love going to the New Year Test match at the SCG, even though it's the 7th and not the 3rd as it normally is. Mm-hmm. Would you wear a mask and sit alone, distance from everybody else to watch a game, or would you rather watch it at home on telly, or would you just say no? Even though the mask is on my nose, I can smell the cricket at the SCG.
I'd find it a very difficult decision to make because my cricket predilection is to be there all the time. But equally, I acknowledge that there is a public health imperative at the moment, and I would probably take advice based on where I was living. But it's going to be such an unusual spectacle to see people in the crowd with their faces covered up, and rightly so, by the way. This isn't sort of a judgment around what the government said today, more that we're just not used to these sorts of images in cricket. We're used to empty stands after what we saw in 2020, but patrons in the crowd who have to wear masks is a different thing altogether.
Look, given what happened in Melbourne, given that one spectator in the Great Southern Stand tested positive, and now you've got to start testing everybody who was around that person somewhere. I mean, what do you lose by saying nobody comes to the Sydney Cricket Ground? The game has got used to the fact that there is a larger goal, which is to play above the goal that you must have spectators in. So why do we, is it mandatory? I mean, the 10,000 people who come in, do you need their gate money for the overall sustenance of the game? Well, it's handy, but I don't think it's life and death. I don't think it's a survival thing. Do you want them for the atmosphere at the ground, which we all love? 10,000 people is not the same as 40,000 people at the SCG, but also 10,000 people wearing masks. Are we actually drawing attention to where the world is even more by having people in masks than by not having them at all? So I'm not Aussie, but I wouldn't mind there being nobody at all and say, look, we played the entire IPL, we played test matches without people, and let's bow to the reality and play great cricket.